Lilah Gibney is the latest TikTok influencer who has been coined with the surviving label, as many other creators are now coming out with stories about her criminal degeneracy and just how traumatic she's been to be around for all these years. So I thought today we could have a look at what happened, take a look at these stories, and also a bit of a deep dive into Lilah's past to see what got us to this boiling point exactly. But before that, be sure to subscribe to the channel, because if you don't, I'll destroy a small nation, probably somewhere in Europe, like Monaco. So with that on the table, I think you know what you need to do, especially if you're a Monegasque. Yeah, that's what people from Monaco are called, by the way, Monegasques. It's a pretty sick name, to be fair. Too bad there'll be none of them left if you don't subscribe to the channel. Anyways, I feel as though it's most appropriate to talk about Lilah's previous controversies, her past, her rise to stardom, before we get into today's current climate of horrific stories being told about her. So we'll start from the Team 10 drama, like over half a decade ago. Yeah, she's been around for a while. Yeah, 6 years ago, kicked out of Team 10 for being transgender, video proof. And this is Lilah Gibney right here on the right, and then this lassie right here is important. We'll remember her because she's one of the people who came out with one of her stories about Lilah today.
Hi guys, welcome to my channel, welcome back to my motherfucking channel. You guys know the drill with that, as always.
What a time on YouTube where you can in the first 3 seconds, man. It's better, simpler times. We'll just skip to the most replayed moments where they actually show the footage of them getting kicked out of Team 10. Actually, to be fair, I should really explain what Team 10 is, because a lot of you probably don't know. Team 10 was like the group channel that Jake Paul tried to make about 6 years ago with a bunch of people in it. So think the Sidemen or something, but Jake Paul style. It didn't pan out, though. It never panned out, though, because everyone kept leaving. He doesn't exactly seem like the most, positive work environment.
What do you mean she's not a girl?
I'm not a how is it transphobic though?
You literally just said she's not a girl.
So okay, you are.
What do you mean she's not a girl, Blaine? What do you mean it's fine? Like,
I'm not trying to be disrespectful, I'm just being real.
then why do you say she's literally not a girl and like look at her?
It's just like, why would you do that?
Because I was told that
But it doesn't.
You were told what?
I was told that girls were coming.
Okay, good. So girls are here.
But
Period.
But their whole respect, respect. You know, like I respect you as a cisgender man.
Yeah.
And I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck about my
It's
race.
just like
Literally, what the fuck do you mean, real girls?
Huh?
Okay, I think you get the idea. This was like 6 years ago. I'd be willing to bet that the combined IQ of the people in that room is nowhere above like a brick. I feel like you could have a better conversation with a fucking watermelon than any of the people in that room. Especially that white kid who just seems way out of his depth. Like, he's stood all awkwardly and shit. You can't really blame him, because he's probably been told to like tell them to fuck off by an upperclassman, probably like, I don't know, Jake Paul or something. And you can tell he doesn't even want to be there. He's very uncomfortable.
You guys, we literally were just told to fucking leave Team 10 because why, Kendall?
Because we're not real women, apparently. Like, what? The fact that we paid for an Uber, they told us to come and we literally get there and they kick us out immediately.
And then just like, oh, like, what's your PayPal? Like, we'll PayPal you for an Uber. Like, fuck you. It's not even about the Uber. It's the fact that, like, you're gonna rot in hell, period. Dang shit.
all I said was that can you guys please leave?
Because we're trans.
No, that's not
What do you
why.
mean, no? No, get out of them, period. Period. Bye.
Literally, they locked us out of the house. They literally locked us out. Did they not?
Yeah, I'll definitely call you, but like, I'm happy to call you if I like offer to give you guys that shit. I really recommend that you guys take that down, because that's really, really not okay. And like, I understand where you're coming from, but there's
I mean, if he doesn't want you in his house, then he's entitled to tell you to leave his house. Now, here's the thing, though. To be fair, if it was like a situation where they invited you over knowing everything about you and then immediately told you to fuck off the second you got there, it really is fucked up. I don't know exactly what the context is. I don't know who the most trustworthy person is here. All of these people are notoriously untrustworthy. I haven't actually watched the whole video, which is my mistake. You know what? I'll try to educate myself now and actually listen to the context. And if there's none, then I won't play any clips. But if there is, here's the clip right now.
God, where do we even start? To start everything out, I just want to make one thing clear, and that is, in no way, shape, or form am I trying to like break an NDA and like be a bad bitch and like talk shit and like make Jake Paul seem like a bad person, because Jake Paul himself, love him. We've had great conversations. Such a good guy, literally. But like, what we just experienced, I feel like needs to be talked about.
Okay, so that's interesting. Jake Paul is the lovely one. He is such a nice person to be around. Great guy. I mean, I guess you can make of that what you will. I don't feel that way personally. I have a sneaky suspicion that neither do you. But, you know, it was 6 years ago. They don't know them too well. Who fucking, whatever. Let's keep watching. We'll hear them out.
We have such a big night tomorrow, full of drinking. And so you're just like, let's go socialize, have have a cute little fun night. And so we get in our Uber to this after party, and then Kendall is like, okay, like, let's go to the Team 10 house.
So yeah, we were like on the way to this party, and I literally changed my Uber location because they told us to come.
Okay, so they told them to come. Yeah, in that case, it's fucked up. It's transphobic. It was a shitty thing to do. And I don't mind this video a bit. Like, they have every right to make this video in that case, because that's shit. You know, unless on the off chance that they are lying about this and just showed up without invitation. But I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't think that happened. I think that, that lassie on the left there is a lot more trustworthy. She does not have the same speckled history that, that Lilah does.
When we were getting practically pushed out of the fucking front door locked behind us, like, shoved to the curb.
I was like, do I look like a boy? And he was like, no. And I was like, so I'm a girl, right?
Like, if you don't like it, then pay for my surgery, dumb.
People dropping, like, C-bombs in video. Again, simpler times back then. But all in all, it's very LA, this video. But it's warranted. I think that they have the right to make this video, right? It's shitty what the Team 10 guys did. Right, moving on from that, because I cannot bear to watch another second of that video. Let's have a look at a more normal sort of Lilah Gibney video that Rose had to start. I had an orgy on a Miami yacht. Story time. Okay, so she's one of these guys. Do we have to watch this? I guess we have to watch a little bit of it. 10 minutes. Of course, it's just over 10. This is back when you had to make videos 10 minutes to get like mid-roll ads on it. It's 8 minutes now, not 10. So I'm Jesus Christ, is this intro still going on? I'm 45 seconds in. Come on, man.
Walking into a diner, we were full heels, and we were like,
I'm skinny, I'm winning, and all you bitches are ugly. All the guys
just fully trying to pussy stunt on all these dumbass bitches in Miami. And we were just like told the same driver to dead ass wait for us outside. We were like, sir, we'll be like no more than an hour. Like, you can just wait, we'll tip you $400.
All right. Let's get to the...
Thanks, boo, I love you. You're so sweet. Like, you're so handsome. Like, why are you single? Then we went down to the bar because I was like, okay, I literally want to get fucked.
Nate, this editing is like, it's so fucking 5 years ago, man.
I really want to get fucked, babe. I'm so bored. And I just wanted to find somebody hot. Whatever, one thing led to the next. This guy literally was just being so fucking rude. And so I think one of my friends was just like,
what the fuck is your problem?
I don't know. This is not my type of content. I don't sit down in my free time and watch videos like this necessarily. Maybe I should make videos like this. If this is what it takes to succeed, I mean, I'm down to give it a try.
She's just being so touchy and literally,
she's not even a girl.
blah, 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 blah.
Wait, these edits.
What?
Huh?
Bro, I can't handle this.
Like, you're fully buried, recycled, gone, goodbye, bitch.
Literally now I can't find the guy to buy me free Don Julio shots, and then I can't find my fucking friends either.
And so
I actually can't. I can't watch this, man. I can't. I'm moving on. Look, you get the idea. Hopefully you get, we don't need to hear the ins and outs of the orgy. The literal ins and outs, probably, by the way. Oh, she collabed with Tana Mojo a lot. That makes sense, to be fair. Because they made very similar content back in, like, 2 to 6 years ago. It was all these, like, fake story times, pretty much. But again, like, these edits are just fucking insane. Like, 46 seconds in, just this random moment. It's like, what is this, man? Like, you don't see edits like this on YouTube anymore. It's a lost art, really. We're done. Okay, we're done. It's done. We're moving on to the actual controversies now, right? Now, let's start with the GoFundMe for facial feminization surgery. Just stumbled upon an old GoFundMe where Lilah, that's really creative, that, from the Reddit. They've called Lilah Liar. Good, that. I get puns about my channel a couple. Dankyjabo is my favorite one. Dankyjabo. If my channel was pronounced Dankyjabo would, like, unironically be fucking hilarious. But it's Dankyjabo, so it doesn't really ring as well. Anyway, just stumbled upon an old GoFundMe where Lilah is asking for donations for her facial feminization surgery and then mentions that they can do a boob job at the same time. Recently, she posted that Jordan Rowona paid for her boob job. She raised almost 7K on the GoFundMe. Does she even pay for any of her surgeries? We've got the GoFundMe here. Yeah, almost 7,000 raised. It's a fair, it seems like a fair enough GoFundMe. If the boob job was paid for, then facial feminization surgery wasn't paid for by Jordan Rowona, then I don't know. I'm not sure how expensive facial feminization usually is. Let's give it a quick Google. Oh, fucking hell. In the UK, it's 15,000 to 30,000 pounds. Yeah, this GoFundMe is totally fine, man. Again, look, in these videos, I don't like to just shit on people for the sake of shitting on them or because other people are shitting on them. This is a totally fair enough GoFundMe. I don't feel comfortable being like, no, this is not fair. You shouldn't have done this. She's a scammer. It's totally fair, especially when you look at the quality of that surgery. That fucking surgeon has the hands of God. I mean, she looks great. She looks great. Fucking good on her. Good for her. I'm very happy to see it. Like, this is totally fine, in my opinion. So there you go. We're off to a good start right now, right? She made very, like, I guess, standard LA type of content. Is my brother flicking me off? No, I'm not. Come here, bro. Come here. Don't be a pussy. This is what I'm back home in London. That's what the background's different for those who don't know, but I'm back home in London. I have a big quit, man. I don't have time. My brother wants to put something in the background because he thinks it'd be funny.
Booyah.
What? So it looks like there's a brick wall behind me now. No. So what's the point of that?
It looks really bad. So
yeah, that looks awful. Move that out the way, man.
That was good.
Fam, don't piss me off, brother. Move that out the way, fam.
Oh,
you're doing too much. You're doing too much. All right. Anyway, here's a video. Here's an Instagram story that Lilah Gibney posted. The Reddit has coined as shady. Let's see how shady it is. I moved to LA 6 years ago as a girl. At the time, I was a literal boy from a small town in Iowa with a dream. When I moved to LA, my mom told me, "I hope we don't lose you because every single human being in LA loses sense of themselves, reality, morals, and their heart." Which is why she's never giving me a dime, and which is why I worked 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. at McDonald's my first year living in LA. Big up to you. That's impressive, I guess, just on that grind. You'll all know I went from having a friend group of 1 million people to being alone, to realizing that I'm better off alone with myself, my dog, and a couple genuine people that do care. Quality over quantity always. Yeah, especially when you had a million friends. I'm sure that's an over-exaggeration, but like, yeah, you definitely want a smaller group of close friends as opposed to like 100 friends, so-called friends. I think scientifically it's actually been proven that 5 close friends is the ideal amount, and if you have a partner, that counts as actually 2 close friends. Because you just can't displace your time and effort into that many people to be like a decent friend. She then goes on to detail that the people closest to her were calling her too fucking skinny, even though they knew she had an eating disorder. Let's look at these comments, right? This is so weird. Seems like she's blaming others for not supporting her during the thick of her eating disorder. Like, where were you when I was stuffing myself? I don't know, worrying about their own lives. You having mental health struggles doesn't excuse you from having behavioral issues. What the fuck is this? I agree, this is very toxic behavior. See, this is the thing though, right? It's like, if Lilah Gibney was a well-liked influencer that these people were a fan of, they would be right there with her being like, yeah, fuck those guys. You should, like, the fact that they didn't support you when they knew you were going through something so horrible is so shitty and they were calling you skinny or whatever. It's one thing not being there to support someone, but it's a whole nother thing actively insulting them when you know that there's an issue that they're deeply insecure and struggling with. So once again, I think the Reddit is being way too harsh here. I don't think there's been any like real difficult or horrible trauma stories yet. But we're yet to get to surviving Lilah Gibney, so just you wait for that, folks. Okay, so here's where shit gets real, because this is an old drama between Lilah Gibney and Cole Carrigan, who was actually the first influencer to post a surviving Lilah Gibney story a few days ago, which has led to the entire sort of landslide snowball effect that has basically ruined Lilah's career for the current time. Now, maybe she'll come back in a few days, weeks, months, who knows, but right now she's sort of gone. But again, this is an old drama, this is not the current one. So it all started with these stories that Colt Carrigan and Lilah Gibney posted about each other. When you drop everything you're doing to spend $300 on getting her medication and an Uber Black to pick her up from surgery and she won't pay you back, and then says this. Literally shut up like fuck. Yeah, that would piss me the fuck off if I did that and they agreed to pay me back and then they just didn't fucking pay me back. And to be fair, this kind of behavior lines up very much with the type of behavior that we hear from many people in the surviving Lilah Gibney stories that are coming out right now. So as of today, I have no reason to not believe this. I mean, there's literally text evidence of it, but to be fair, let's see what Lilah has to say. Not that I should even have to defend myself, but since Cole is literally a manic pathological liar saying I didn't pay him back for an Uber he offered to pay for, here, I paid him back. Also, what friend offers to pick someone from surgery and then freaks out and asks for all the money for an Uber that then flexes designer on every story? Know who you support before any of you come at me for something you don't know anything about. Okay, so a couple things. One, it doesn't matter how much money someone has. If you agree to pay them back, you pay them back. If they offer to pay it in full and say, don't worry about paying it back, you don't need to pay it back. It really is not that difficult. And since Cole Carrigan is sat there going, literally pay me back, I feel like that makes it pretty clear what he wants here. And it's not as though you're in a financially detrimental situation either. Pay him fucking back. Doesn't matter that he's rich. It's like if you make a deal with someone, you keep your word. Also, it was $300. That doesn't look like $300 to me. And also, you did not pay him back immediately because your first response was literally shut up like fuck. I wouldn't be surprised if you just paid him back for damage control. Like, this is so obviously shitty. Again, not a huge deal. These are fucking like at the very least, six-figure people, but probably millionaires. $300 is whatever, right? It's petty. But then Ava Louise swoops in out of nowhere to expose Lilah Gibney. I'm about to expose the nastiest bitch and fakest friend in the entire influencer industry who doesn't even deserve the small platform they have. Lilah Gibney had no surgery yesterday. She, one, can't afford rides anymore because she only makes $4K a month. Fucking hell, imagine that. Only $4K a month. Maybe in LA, that's like not a lot of money, but $4K a month is a very, very decent wage. Just in America, $4,000. So what, $1,000 is 800 pounds, 800 times 4. It's what, 3,200? 3,200 a month? What is that, like 30,000? 36,000 a year? It's like an average salary in my opinion. So yeah, probably not a lot in LA actually. The place they live, it probably isn't that much at all. Apparently Lilah's been bullying Ava Louise behind her back, calling her ugly and broke. And then she blocked Cole Carrigan, who seems to have been being very reasonable in the messages with her, to be fair. And then there's some like evidence that she scammed a bunch of people, including her, both friends and fans. So yeah, this is where shit starts to go south. Thing is, I say that, it's important to remember that this was also about, like, this was 5 years ago even. This was 2021. And Cole Carrigan and Lilah Gibney were friends after this as well. So I guess they made up and, well, they're not friends anymore. They made up and they fell back out again. And we're about to get to that right now, actually. It's time to watch Surviving Lilah Gibney. Oh, wait, no, it's not actually. There's a completely separate drama that I forgot to talk about, which was Alex Warren's wedding that she apparently disrespected massively. So let's have a look at that first, and then we'll look at Surviving Lilah Gibney. My bad. Sorry, I didn't mean to edge you there.
So Lilah at Covert and Alex's wedding drama just continues. People were already mad that she posted a vlog from their wedding and posted things on TikTok before the bride and groom could post. Now people have seen some clips of her vlog that she posted to YouTube, and there's footage of her and her friend rolling on Covert's veil.
I love you, Covert, but this is sickening.
Sauce is putting Covert's train on her head. Bitch looks like she's about to get trained. Okay, another angle. I'm sitting here with Covert's veil, which honestly is an ancient artifact, but it's nap time.
Now, I don't know why the veil was just like there on this bed-like thing. Maybe it was just like in a room, like on the way to the bathroom or something. I don't know, but anyway, people were just like, why are they rolling around on it? Like, this is crazy. The vlog has since been deleted, but people are just now seeing this because some people did have some clips of it, and well, it's best it was deleted.
Maybe if it was that accessible, then maybe the whole point was so that people could see it and maybe roll around and have a bit of fun in it. I don't know, we don't know everything about this wedding. Well, I mean, there's a bunch of influencers there. Was Lilah Gibney the only one to, record stuff and put it on her channel? If so, I understand why it might be seen as a little, like, scummy, but at the end of the day, it's not really, it's not our problem, respectfully. It's the bride and grooms, and if they're okay with it, then there's nothing really wrong with what's going on here. Maybe it's a sort of situation where, like, let's say you're a bride and a groom and you have a best friend and they say they want to propose at your wedding, for example, and you think, I really don't want you to, but now that you've asked me and you're my best pal, I don't want to jeopardize our friendship, so maybe I'll let you. But I feel like, I don't know, wedding proposals are the sort of thing where even if you're, like, besties with someone, you'll tell them, like, no, this is my day, you know what I mean? But maybe recording a video at your wedding is like, even if you don't really want it, you'll just say yes to maintain the friendship, or at worst, maintain the connection you have with them so you can use them for relevancy. Although it seems from everything that we, later come to find out about Lilah is that she is mainly using others for relevancy and not the other way around. But I don't know, I guess we'll have a look at her response and we'll see how credible it is, because so far, maybe a little, irresponsible, but not a huge deal. Now look, just so you know, we are going to get into the mega horrible accusations later on in this video, right? So just, brace yourselves for that. I feel as though it is important to go through the past though as well. Feel free to use the timestamps on the video timecode thing if you want to skip ahead.
All right, y'all, let's talk. Okay, I just want to start this video by saying, yes, I was personally invited by Alex and Covert to their beautiful wedding this last weekend. Yes, I chose to drive 4 hours there because, of course, I need to celebrate literally the most perfect couple ever. And then, unfortunately, I vlogged it and posted it, and y'all are very, very upset.
All right, you know what? Right away, I will say, bragging about driving 4 hours to a wedding isn't a huge, especially in America, 4 hours ain't that long at all. Even in the UK, 4 hours to a wedding is nothing to brag about, but a 4-hour drive is relatively considered a long drive here, but in America, it's not. Driving 4 hours to a close friend's wedding is like, pretty standard in my opinion. Like, imagine if you had a close friend and you were like, oh, come to my wedding, it's a 4-hour drive, and they went, too long of a drive, actually. It's like, you're a piece of work, you.
So I just want to talk about it. I didn't drive 3 hours to like record their vows and disrespect anybody. So if y'all think that, if Cobra and Alex think that, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry. That was not my intention. I drove 3 or more hours to celebrate Alex and Cobra, and I was there for them and them only. And you guys know me, I will literally vlog my experience at Starbucks or like LAX and make it a full 6-part docuseries. Genuinely from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry if I offended anybody with this video, with any of my content. I thought that cute little VHS video of like literally the most beautiful wedding ever would make people so happy. That's my way of showing my love and affection, honestly, is editing, creating content, my experiences, doing things with people that I love. It is so offensive to the whole world and the millions of people telling me to kill myself online right now, but there's no influencer wedding rule book, honestly.
Was she being told to kill herself by people for recording at a wedding? I don't know if this is just more like influencer narcissism bullshit that they throw out every time they get cancelled for something to like play sympathy. That's what you get. You get, oh, people are telling me to kill myself, but and that's okay. But when you get my family involved, oh, why? That's just a step too far. And then in my mind, I'm like, how many influencers are there with completely accessible families that are getting threatened every time someone dislikes them? Or is someone telling a bit of a fib? Death threats are the other one. Like, they always say they get death threats and shit. And it's like, when everyone says it, it's just, I really do wonder how real it is sometimes. I mean, really, were people telling you to kill yourself over recording a wedding vow? You know what? It's not even that I don't believe it. You know how fucking strange the side of the internet is, man?
There was no signs. No one said it was unplugged. Multiple people asked multiple people in the wedding party, can I post? Is it okay if I post? Everybody said yes. There was multiple other content creators posting. I know you guys saw it. And there was also 40 rows of social media content creator people.
Yeah, I mean, if everyone was recording and there were permission given to record and post videos of the wedding, then it isn't a big deal. This is the most nothing burger of a drama ever. It seems as though if everyone was doing it and Lilah was the only one getting shit, then maybe there's a bit of transphobia there, or maybe it's just because Lilah is not as widely liked as a lot of other people who may have been at the wedding. I'm not too sure exactly, but this drama doesn't seem like much of anything. A stark contrast to the story that we will get into immediately after this one.
That's just always how I've been. I've always been like into my Snapchat. I've always had my big ass iPad in 7th grade. Obviously, when you're invited to a wedding, people know your personality. I was personally invited. I was not a +1. That is something I'll never apologize for, as being myself. And if I offended anybody by doing that, I'm so sorry.
You did apologize. Like, I will never apologize for being myself, but if I did offend anyone, I am really sorry. It's like, pick one or the other. You can apologize or not. I feel like in this situation, you have the authority to stand on business and go like, look, you fucking fucks need to just chill out. Like, it's not your wedding. Everyone was cool with it. Leave me alone. Stop telling me to kill myself. It's a wedding that you're not involved with. Chill. You know, you don't need to apologize every time someone goes at you if you genuinely believe you've done nothing. In fact, I would say it's always better to not apologize if you genuinely believe you've done nothing wrong.
Worrying about me attending someone's wedding that y'all don't know, bullying me, aka someone you still don't know, but worry about the like 350 anti-trans laws that are being passed right now. That's what we should be worried about. And so many other things. So many other things other than a fucking wedding. I love you.
That's a bit of a shite way to end the video, to be fair. Oh, you're not allowed to criticize me about anything because people are dying. So, have that. Oh, what's that, officer? I just ripped that bloke's dick straight off his fucking trousers? Well, get a load of this. There are wars going on right now in the world and children who don't have much food. So, what's one guy and his dick? Okay, now, let's get into the juicy stuff. The actual surviving Lilah Gibney story. Did a little remix there because of my horrible stutter. Bit of a musician, me, personally. This is Cole Carrigan, the person who was initially having beef with Lilah Gibney in those tweets. And that Ava Louise stepped in to defend a lot. So let's have a look at what he has to say.
Honestly, traumatizing story time on how I went to LA last weekend for a concert and stayed with the most psychotic, robotic, out of touch of reality, wannabe celebrity, micro-influencer Lilah Gibney.
Ooh, that did go kind of hard, to be fair. This psychotic, robotic, wannabe, micro-celebrity, pick me, dish me, Lilah Gibney. I don't know about you, but if you just give me some mushy peas, then I'll be rather happy. I hope the whole video is like that. I hope he rhymes the entire thing. Like, I shouldn't, if this is like an actual really, like, traumatic story here, then this is gonna be, like, fucking horribly out of touch. So, sorry, I'll move on. Let's listen to the story.
To give a little context before I explain this story, I used to live in LA 5 years ago, and this person was, like, my yin and yang, and then I moved out of LA, got in a really abusive relationship, and unfortunately became addicted to hardcore rugs. I'm now almost 15 months into my recovery and sobriety journey. Anyways, I go to a Tate McRae concert while she was in Dallas.
Okay, sorry for the insensitive joke. I didn't realize it was going to get that deep that quickly. Also, surely you can say drugs on TikTok. You don't need to say, like, surely drugs is allowed. Whatever, I guess he knows better, but we'll watch the video.
2 weeks ago, and it absolutely blew my mind. Like, I had to go see another show, and I knew she was going to be at the Kia Forum for 2 nights that following weekend. So Lilah had hit me up and was like, oh my gosh, you can stay with with me. Like, we should go together. It'll be so much fun. I booked my flight to leave that Wednesday. Then the day before, I found out that my grandpa had like less than a week to live from the doctor saying and was about to go into hospice. So I obviously was like, I can't go. I canceled my flight. Never lost someone so close to me, and was debating back and forth if I should still go because I had bought in the ticket already. They all told me your grandfather would want you to go. He would want you to have fun. He's still going to be here when you get back. Go do this for him. Live in the moment. And I kind of took this as like my last bit of fun before like this wall of grief was going to hit me when I got home.
I actually fucking really respect that mentality. I'll give this bloke a lot of credit. I think that's a really mature way of looking at things. And he's got a good set of pals around him for saying shit like that as well. You know, instead of just allowing him to sort of wallow in his own sadness and, you know, be depressed for the moment, they gave him words of encouragement. And I feel as though it is what his granddad would want as well. I don't know his granddad personally, but if his close friends are saying it, then I'm sure there's truth to it. So yeah, we're good so far. I mean, I'm assuming that this goes west very quickly, so we'll hear him out.
Getting ready, and when we're almost done ready, she starts ripping her apartment apart. And she's like, I can't find my rugs. To the point where she literally looks at me and accuses me of taking it.
Rugs? What the fuck is... Oh. See, this is it, the issue, right? I genuinely didn't fucking clock that he was talking about drugs there, and I like thought, what the hell, why is she looking for rugs? Is it like designer rugs? Like, what's wrong with the carpet? You know, like, I'm actually I don't know if that's me being stupid, or if that's the censorship being weird. I don't know if anyone thought the same way that I was, but like, I don't know, that was silly of me. Sorry about that, Cole. But yeah, okay, so now she's accusing him of stealing her drugs and like ripping the room apart trying to find them, even though she knows that he is in active recovery and that his granddad's just died. Yeah, that must be hella traumatizing for him. I understand that.
You know what? It was in my hand. It doesn't just disappear. I know you took it. I know you have it. I know you took it. Where is it? Give it to me. Literally zero consideration how triggering it might be hearing somebody say, you stole my shit. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And I physically could not hear that anymore, to the fact that I was trying to ease her anxiety, and I was like, fuck it. Like, look through my stuff. Like, I'll help you look for it. She had somebody recovering in sobriety looking for her shit for her, so she would stop blaming me. Like, that is so insane. Then she, I guess, finally accepts that it's lost or gone, but is convinced that I still have it. So we're an hour late to dinner.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's like just super, that's like a huge arsehole behavior move. Thing is, she probably isn't even consciously trying to annoy someone who is in recovery, right? She probably just genuinely doesn't realize how fucking insensitive and shitty she's being there. And you know what, I do want to caveat these stories with like, there's no evidence of any of the stories that are being told here. It's just sort of an amalgamation of a bunch of people that were very close in relation to Lilah Gibney, telling stories that have a lot of similarities and do line up with the content of her character that we have seen in the past. So I am saying that whilst there is no direct evidence for any of these stories, and that is important, especially in terms of like when Lilah Gibney responds to it all, they're not completely uncredible. You know what I mean?
So as we're pulling up to dinner, she has this photographer come take fake paparazzi photos for her for free. And then when we are going in, I'm like, oh, I'll pop in one or two with you just for the memories, since I flew across the country to see you for the first time in 5 years. And she was like, no, he's gonna charge you. It'll be like $250 for that. So I was like, it's okay, girl. I'll just go get our table, make sure we still have a table, and you go do your thing, and I'll get the drinks. I was at the table by myself for almost an hour.
I love that he just slipped that in there, that she's the kind of gal that gets like fake paparazzi photos taken of her. That seems well on board with what we know about her, actually. Because she isn't really that big of an influencer. Like, ironically, this drama here of like the Surviving Lilah Gibney series is the biggest she has ever been in terms of relevancy. And it's not a good thing, to say the least.
She finally comes up and she just is pissed. She's like, I don't like your fucking attitude this whole fucking day. You've been so fucking weird. You're so ungrateful. I got you a facial, a spray tan, all this shit for free, and you're so unappreciative. You are bitching and complaining just because I need to take my Fashion Nova photos. Honestly, Cole, like when we get back home, you can get the fuck out. You can pack your shit.
Yeah, Cole, fuck you. It's not as though you're a recovering drug addict whose grandpa just died that you were extremely close with, and I just accused you of stealing all my drugs. Yeah, fuck off, Cole. I back that. Cole, come on, have a bit of consideration for the lassie that you're with. She's just lost all her drugs, man. She's probably having a bit of relapse, struggling a bit. She don't have her with her anymore. I find it kind of disgusting that Cole fails to realize the situation that she might be in. Oh, poor lassie.
Get the fuck out. She pretty much left me at the table the whole time. She would go to the bathroom for 30 minutes, and then I'd see on her story she's posting TikToks. Meanwhile, she literally peed in the catch booth like 3 or 4 times, and at the concert in her seats, and in multiple Ubers.
This is the thing, right? Is like shit like that, even though there's no evidence for it. I don't expect him to whip his camera out and start like taking photos of just piss that Lilah Gibney's been damned. But there are clips that we'll get to later. Apparently she has a thing with pee. Like she just pees everywhere, man. And it's not as though he knew. I don't know. I feel like that's true. But like, why would you make that up? But also going to the toilet and posting stories of it. Like she just seems like a huge, she's like if LA was a person, that's Lilah Gibney.
When we were getting ready for dinner, I only brought 2 pairs of shoes. So I was like, can I borrow a pair of shoes? She was like, go look in my closet. Tell me why I go in the closet and I find not 1, but 2 pairs of what I thought was lost Dior Converse shoes. And if you know me, you know I used to have like 15 pairs of those and my Fendi sunglasses. And she had the audacity to ask me how much I would pay her for the glasses. And when I said no, she was like, well, will you just call all the Uber Black XLs while you're here then?
Oh, that's more of like the scammy behavior that I guess we've seen in those tweets a while back. So maybe she is like a notorious scammer and those ways just never left her. Also, side note, those shoes were actually fucking fire. Like, I'm not even a big shoes guy, but those look, and also, maybe it's because they match with the fit. I know he's probably done that on purpose. He's probably worn that so that he could do that one pose with the shoe. And you know what? I back it. I respect it because it looked good. It looked cool as fuck. I'm not even the sunglasses guy either, but he's got some swagger on him. I appreciate that.
Cussing me out. She kept saying how ungrateful I am for all the free shit that she got me today and that I should be so thankful to be around her and with her. And of course, she got so fucked up from dinner that we didn't even get to eat. She had to get literally like dragged into the Uber, fully unconscious, back to the house. And I guess I'm not kicked out at this point because she fully passed out on the couch. So I just went ahead and went to sleep. And
I fucking hate people. Like people who know people, because it's not as though she's the type of person who doesn't know that she is an awful drunk who just can't be, functional at all, right? She definitely she's definitely used to getting herself drunk to a point where everyone else just looks after her. And maybe she's surrounded by yes men or people who aren't in the same position as her, who want her to be around them. And so they just sort of put up with it. But someone like Cole Carrigan, who is a lot more, I guess, relevant and probably a lot more financially stable than her, he's a lot more likely to go like, right, mate, like, what the fuck are you doing here? How old are you? Grow the fuck up, handle your drink better, or just don't drink as much. Or just, ideally don't drink at all if you're gonna fucking be like this and ruin it for everyone else.
The Tate McRae concert was the only thing like stopping me from literally just getting the fuck out of there right in that moment. Next day, the night of the concert, after treating me like absolute shit the whole night before, completely rubs it off. He goes and picks up her friend/hairstylist and makes her discharge her from the hospital because her implants were rejecting and is in so much pain, just to come do her hair for the concert for free for a little tag, as if that's gonna get her any business. On top of that, while we're getting ready, has the audacity to ask me to help film her transition videos for her little TikTok Tate McRae sounds because she knows I'm good at doing those. And I was still nice enough and did it for her. And then while we're still getting ready, she finishes a little bit before me and she's like, oh, I have another photographer that's gonna take some pictures of me, so I'm gonna go, okay? I didn't even ask, but no regard for me traveling across the country and maybe wanting a couple cute pictures or not, but I didn't even care. I was like,
yeah, I got the feeling that he wouldn't even fucking care about it. This is like when a boxer is like 8 rounds into a 12-round fight and they know they're gonna lose, but they just don't want to like give the I guess the vision or visual that they're giving up, so they just sort of stay in there, keep hugging a lot, sort of run away a bit, don't really try too much, maybe throw a sloppy jab every now and then, just sort of stay in the fight until the bell rings so that they say, or that they're able to say that they didn't quit or quit on the stool or retire. That's Cole right now. He wants out. He's just fucking enduring and going with the flow and hoping that the concert is good and eventually looking forward to fucking off eventually.
Your fucking thing. Like, I finished getting ready. I called the Uber to Tao to get drinks before the show. And of course, I was a walking barcode to her. So she starts blowing my phone up when I'm at Tao so we can meet up to get into the concert. Not to mention, she literally pees in her concert seat at the Tate McRae show.
Brian, voice. Maybe she didn't want to go to the toilet. Maybe she didn't want to go to the toilet. Maybe she has a medical condition. And if she has a medical condition, then you know what? It's very awful of us to judge her. Although if she had a medical condition, I guess she would be wearing something like maybe I don't know, as a diaper thing or like some contraption. I know those exist. I know someone who wears like a big bag for shit that he can't control. And it's actually it's a real disability. He's a cool guy, him. I should get back in contact with him. David, if you're watching this, I love you and I hope you're doing well.
And she would constantly, the whole time I was there, talking about like how connected she was to like every famous person in LA. Like I would be like, oh, did you hear Cardi B's new song? And she'd be like, yeah, I was just with her like last month in an Uber. And like I was just with Justin Bieber last week. I was just with da-da-da-da-da-da. Meanwhile, we got denied at 4 after parties after the concert that she was like convinced like we were getting like right in there, Tate McRae after party. And like,
I don't know if you guys will get this reference. The UK audience probably will, but this is literally just Jay from The In-Betweeners. Lilah Gibney is literally just Jay. Like she'll fucking like everything she says is a complete lie. And whenever they're in the position where she gets called out for it, there was probably always an excuse. She's like, this isn't the one that I'm used to. My usual bouncer's up in Afghanistan. He got deployed there and all that shit. So let's go to the other one. Let's go to the other nightclub, which I know everyone who goes to that one. Oh shit, no, I forgot. He's in prison, this one, for public masturbation because he's a bit of a bad boy.
All the bouncers and security people at the door would be like, Lilah who? Like, you're not on this list. At like 5 a.m., I was starving and needed like a double cheeseburger, triple platinum. And so I called an Uber and dipped out that bitch and just went to her apartment while she stayed up all fucking night. Then at like 8 a.m., she storms in with her friend and they ended up going to like this 5-star luxury spa hotel. So without even asking if I wanted to go. So I was like, yep, that's my time. It's time to book my flight and get the fuck out of here. And I did exactly that. And now I'm traumatized. Always trust your instincts because my gut told me that this probably wasn't a good idea and my gut was fucking right. But sometimes after 5 years, when you've personally changed so much, you think other people have probably matured and grown as well.
Yeah, he had a very, very shitty experience with a huge narcissist who is a fucking arsehole. Is it overly dramatic to say that you survived Lilah Gibney? I would say probably yes, but that really isn't the issue here, I think. Like, that's just sort of a semantic thing. I personally wouldn't have used the word surviving Lilah Gibney. I probably would have said, like, Lilah Gibney's a bit of a fucking arsehole, and here's why. Here's what she done. Here's my experience with her the other day. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say I survived her. But I would say that the behavior is bad enough to where, like, you can't really judge him for wanting it to be public. Like, I feel as though if you're treated that fucking horribly by someone, them wanting to make it public and sort of air out that dirty laundry and, you know, I guess, hopefully make them take accountability for it and change as a person, yeah, that makes total sense. I back it. I don't really have a problem with Cole Carrigan's video there. If, obviously, everything he was saying was true, which I have no reason to doubt, to be fair.
Going back and forth about making this video, Lilah Gibney just really needs help, and I think a big part of that help could be her taking accountability for people she's hurt.
Okay, so just for context, this is actually the lassie who was next to Lilah Gibney during the Team 10 video, so this is like an OG, long-time friend of Lilah Gibney. And they're doing something which a lot of people do when they call others out on the internet, whether they like them or not, which is start the video with an aura of empathy for the other person. Like, look, I really don't want it the worst for this individual, but I have to call her out because it's the best for them, because maybe they'll change and grow as a person. And here's the thing, that could be true, but there are a lot of cases where people just say that to, like, try and take the moral high ground, when deep down they're like, I just want this person to fucking burn to the ground. Now, there is something to be said about the fact that this only came out after Cole Carrigan released his experience with Lilah Gibney. And that's not me saying that it's like a coordinated witch hunt. It's very common in situations like these when one person is brave enough to share their experience with a certain individual. It then inspires a bunch of other people to share their negative experiences about said person as well. And in many cases, that's actually sort of the final nail in the coffin that, you know, bangs them to rights, because when so many people come out with stories that are, you know, relatively verifiable, that's when shit becomes, that's when we figure shit out, you know what I mean? One guy saying something, it's something, but when 5 guys come out with similar stories, that's when shit gets real. It's also one of the reasons it's so important for victims to speak out, because it inspires other victims to also speak out, which is obviously the last thing that, you know, perpetrators, so to speak, want the victims to do. Like, there's no way Lilah Gibney wants these fucking stories being told, and that's exactly why they need to be told a lot of the time. Anyway, let's hear Kendall out, shall we?
And I see on her phone a text from this man, and I'm like, how do you know him? That's so crazy. It's really crazy to me that you know him, because I've only been talking about him for, you know, weeks and months, about how I've been in love with him since I was 17 years old, and how I saved up money to buy him a flight, a $500 flight to come out to LA for a weekend to hang out with me, because we finally, like, things aligned. Just to find out they had been talking for over, like, 15 days on Snapchat, had a streak and everything, sending nudes behind my back, her talking to our friends about it, and them not telling me. It was such a crazy experience, and I'm not sure if she was, like, on drugs.
I've got a thing about Snapchat on this channel, for those who don't know. I fucking hate the app. I think anyone who uses it who is over the age of 18 needs to be looked at aggressively and put on a register somewhere. And I don't mean like a, you know, a register in school. I mean like the register that you need to warn people about when you move into certain neighborhoods. That's a joke, obviously. I have to caveat that every time as well, because people get really offended when I say shit like that. I actually... Oh god, this is gonna be like this is gonna really, like, when people hear this, long-time viewers, their jaw will be on the fucking floor. But the other day, I had to download Snapchat because my friends in London have a group chat that is only on Snapchat, and I want to reconnect with them. So I had to bite the bullet. I had to bite the bullet and get that shit, man. So why did I just accuse people who download Snapchat of being predators? I have no idea why I did that, and then went on to immediately admit that I downloaded Snapchat. What the fuck is wrong with me? Either way, this usage of Snapchat here certainly does not help its case, especially the fucking streaking system. A 15-day-long streak. Sharing news within the first 15 days is pretty robust, in my opinion, as well. Especially when, you know, it's someone who you know your best friend, supposedly, has been in love with for that many years. It's also shitty on the guy as well, though. Like, let's not shift responsibility away from that bloke. If anything, it's probably, I would say it's probably worse from him than Lilah Gibney. Like, when you've got a flight scheduled to see Kendall, and you're doing that shit to Lilah Gibney, who you probably know as her friend, like, you're a dickhead are you, like? Again, no, I'm not sure that that is, like, bad enough to warrant the use of the word surviving Lilah Gibney, but, you know, there's a lot more to this video, so again, we'll hear her out.
That was, like, something that was super... That was something that, like, literally was so upsetting and so heart-wrenching. One night, I ended up being like, yeah, me and a couple other, my homegirls, a couple other T-girls, we were like, oh, we'll go and come to your after party. She invites us to her apartment. We go there. Boom. Get buzzed up by security. We're upstairs. We're at her door. So freaking weird. She doesn't let us in. She's, like, I don't know if she didn't realize this, but we could hear her laughing behind the door. We were like, this is so weird. Like, why are you being weird? When you could just be like, actually, I don't want you to come. Why be weird? I don't know. It was giving, like, high school bully, like, invite the person to the party and then don't let them in the door, giggle and laugh at them at the door. It was so weird. Through Lilah's use of her drugs and whatever she's been doing and getting away with it all the time, just hurting people, like, is to get help. Like, I think that she can be a good person. She was so funny. She used to be so cool. And at the end of the day, what I want Lilah to get from this video and what I want y'all to get from this video is that Lilah's a damaged person, damaging other people.
There's a lot being said in this video. I feel there is a lot more actual empathy here. Maybe this person still has a lot of love for Lilah Gibney because they definitely have been through a lot together. Again, I don't know how real any of this is, though, in terms of, like, the emotions, because they're all fucking LA influencers. They all made a living out of being horrifically fake. Because I don't know, man. Like, look, without doubt, Lilah Gibney's a shitter. Horrible fucking arsehole. And I believe the majority of these stories being told as well. But, like, to be... What kind of prank is that, actually? I've circled back a little bit. High school prank where you invite people to a party and then don't let them in and, like, laugh about it? Is that a thing that you do in high school over in the States? It's not really a thing you do over here. You get fucking bottled in school the next day. That's the sort of thing where, like, even the bullies will be like, that's a bit too far, pal. Like, you can't be fucking doing that. They got families to, you know, be with and that. You can't invite them over and then tell them to fuck off. Not even tell them to fuck off, but just, like, ghost them IRL. Especially when it's your best pal. Like, what the fuck? Maybe there was some sort of misunderstanding or miscommunication there, because why would she be such a dick for no reason? Is she genuinely just that much of a mean bully?
She needs to be healed and grow up, you know? I've grown up. I've separated myself from partying and drugs and going out and being crazy because that is not fulfilling. And people do make mistakes and do bad things when they're intoxicated. It's not, you know, cute or cool. And it needs to stop. And I've been worrying about Lilah for a while now. I still see her out. And when I see her out, it's not the same girl I used to know. It's not. And for Cole, I don't have much to say.
Yeah, I think the whole idea of growing up is completely accurate here. That is, like, the number one thing that Lilah Gibney should be focusing on right now. Growing up, laying off the drugs a wee bit, laying off the drinking a wee bit, becoming an actual functioning fucking adult who doesn't just live on social media and party land of LA where everyone's a delusional fucking narcissist. You know, actually try to, you know, live in the real world a little bit more. It does wonders for you. You'll probably end up a lot happier as well, because there's no way she's fulfilled living the life that she's living, partying every night, fucking drugs every night, probably a lot of hookups or whatever. It's like, maybe that's fun for a certain amount of time, but when you've been doing it for 6-7 years now, it's like, oh, it just becomes sad. People like that are always like, you know, when you go clubbing and there's like a 40-year-old man going fucking mental and you're like, I hope I never end up like him. If Lilah Gibney's not careful, she's gonna end up becoming that person.
I know Cole has gotten sober, but that is someone who's also hurt me a lot, and I'm sorry, Cole. Those are things I can't get over yet.
Guys, I decided I'm gonna break my...
Interesting, that. So, some shit being thrown at Cole as well at the end there. They weren't very specific, so we won't talk about it too much, but yeah, again, I'm sure they've all fucked up at some point in their lives and relationships together, and Cole, you know, had a big rug addiction, as he called it, back in the day as well, so I'm sure he did some things that he regrets. Hopefully he's all good now, you know, he looks healthy. Anyway, here's another surviving Lilah Gibney story. Again, I don't think that last story was worthy of surviving, but whatever, right? Again, it's semantics here, but I do think it's important to point out how hyperbolic I believe the language is. Anyway, let's hear this one. Surviving Lilah Gibney LA pool party. Those are two I never want to go to one. Actually, no, that sounds kind of fucking vibes. I'd love to go into an LA pool party. You know what? I'm chatting shit about LA, but I'm a hypocrite, yeah, because I actually think it would be fun as fuck to go to LA, just not to live there, you know what I mean?
Until my traumatizing LA pool party. Story time, Lilah Gibney
edition. First of all, this is basically my friend's story, but I was there. She is too traumatized to come on and tell it, so she asked me to tell the story for her. Okay, my friend took a slice of cheese that was supposed to be for burgers.
Okay, where is this going, man? Like, I understand, like, first of all, this was built up. Your friend is literally too traumatized to tell this story, so got you to tell it as well. That sounds like some heinous shit. How does a story that begins with, my friend had a slice of cheese, turn into something that traumatizing?
Eating it, sitting on the stairs at the pool as my friend's eating her slice of cheese, and Lilah Gibney walks up. Lilah Gibney walks into the pool. She goes, "Oh, cheese! I love cheese." My friend was like, "Oh my god, I love cheese too. Like, the cheese is in the cooler. You should get some." Lilah Gibney's like, "No, I want your cheese."
What is this? So pal, what is this NPC conversation? This is like this is the type of conversation you get in Pokemon, right? Like when you walk in front of a trainer and they come up to you and make a bit of small talk and then fucking devour you with their Onyx while you've got like a 1 HP poisoned fucking Piplup. It's like, oh, hello mate, I fucking love cheese. Oh my god, no way, I also love cheese. You can go get cheese from there. No, I want your cheese. That is like just so threatening. What a line. That's kind of cold, that line, to be fair. I'm gonna start using that one. I want your cheese, son. Anyway, let's hear the rest of this story.
My friend is standing there eating her slice of cheese out of her hand. Lilah Gibney bites the cheese from her hand and starts eating the cheese in my friend's hand. Okay, trigger warning. This would have been fine and dandy, and my friend would have gone on with her day about the cheese incident. Except for there was a little boogie. There was a few boogers on around her nose and mouth. I'm not gonna blame her. It happened to a lot of people in the pool. You know, snot kind of just gets everywhere. And my friend was so traumatized and disgusted at the idea of Lilah Gibney. Lilah Gibney's snot possibly touching her slice of cheese that she was eating. Anyways, as of right now, she has not eaten cheese, and that incident still affects her.
Is this real? There's no way this is real. It's fucking okay, so if this is real, your friend needs to grow the fuck up. This is not a traumatizing story. You haven't survived Lilah. Like, this is the one time I will call out. Like, you cannot say you fucking survived Lilah Gibney. She ate your cheese. What are we doing? This is like, what are we bringing the cheese touch into, like, serious dramas where people are genuinely being like her? The fucking cheese touch, man. Your friend needs to get a grip. I don't think this is real. I think this is a troll. And it is quite funny, to be fair, but this got, like, a lot of traction, so I thought we'd include it in the video anyway.
Hey guys, it's Mo's friend, and I just wanted to come out here and talk about how this situation has affected me. When it initially had happened, I genuinely could not eat for the whole day. The thought of her not touching my cheese and stringing.
There's a victim testimony at the end, man. I think that's just her. She's covered her face. It's the same person. They put a fucking cringy shirt on. Alright, it's a troll. I have checked their social medias as well. They don't follow anyone in that circle. They just seem to be like, yeah, I think this is a troll. It's fucking funny, though. It is really funny. People seem to really believe it, though. It sort of makes me question, the way this is real. I just checked your IG and hers. How does that prove that this is real? Wait, for real? I thought this was satire. Yeah, they have an IG pic by the same pool and the same date. And I know the girl that had the cheese and she called me after it happened. There's no way. There's no way. Fuck's sake, am I actually gonna have to, like, cross-reference the pools now? This is insane detective work. I can't believe I'm actually fucking doing this, by the way, to verify the cheese touch story. It's 4 AM, by the way. I fucking got ADHD'd again. It pissed me the fuck off. And I was out today, to be fair, so that was, you know, it was difficult to record, but, you know, just for you, I live such a hard life. Being a YouTuber, oh, it's just so difficult. By the way, I'm sat here at 4 AM verifying the cheese. Holy shit. Wait, okay, no, there's no way. I've seen it. Okay, so this is I can show you guys. This is a pool there that she's at, yeah. There's no way. Oh my god, it is the same pool? Look, it's the same pool. Now, put them next to each other. I can't do it on the fucking, on screen, because Instagram's being ridiculous right now. It's the exact same fucking pool. Oh my god. There's no way this could actually be real. Okay, to be fair, all this proves is that they were at the same pool party. It doesn't actually prove that the fucking cheese story is real, but the chance that there is, like, even the tiniest modicum of chance that that is a true story, I don't know if that makes it funnier or less funnier. I was so convinced this was a troll, but, like, it actually might be real, and I really don't know how to feel about that. That's rocked my world, that is the most shocking part of this. I guess we should listen to the rest of the victim's testimony then.
Genuinely made me so nauseous that I couldn't eat for the whole day. And till this day, I am still traumatized, where if I see a slab of cheddar cheese, I feel sick to my stomach because it brings me flashback of when I was being mistreated by Lilah. Although, moving forward, I really do wish this is a lesson for me to learn, but at the same time, I do have resentment and anger, and I do feel agony towards Lilah. And she's a...
Okay, that end bit was... yeah, I would... if I had to... Jesus Christ, man, look at how, like, flustered I am from this story. Like, my mind's blown right now. I would say I would wager towards this story being satire and not real. But it is funny. We'll move on. You know what? Let's just move on, because this video here is a lot more serious.
Paid for a Uber Black for my friend Lilah and her other friends to ride around in LA in circles around over and over and over and over and over again.
She loves a fucking Uber Black, this lady, doesn't she? She just has friends for Uber Black. They're just all Uber Black machines.
With my friend who is straight, mind you. This straight friend of mine was consistently throughout the entire experience blacked out, passed out in this Uber. And the entire time, Lilah was touching all over him, filming it for her story, getting all up in his pants, posting it on her private story and all of.
Jesus, okay, this took a step in the wrong direction. This like went from, I would say the first 2 stories about Lilah Gibney, that was like a 50. And then the cheese one was like a 0. And then now we're fucking at 100. Like, sexual assault, this has gone way beyond anything that I ever could have imagined. Fucking hell, like, that's crazy. Again, no evidence for it, but I mean, if that's true, then she's a bigger piece of shit than we ever even realized or could have imagined. Not only are you driving around at high speed in fucking circles when there's a guy passed out in the fucking boot of the car, it's going to cause some damage. His brain's going to be fucking rattling around his head. But if you're also touching up, like, oh, yeah, not good. I mean, I'm sure you don't need me to tell you that, but yeah, not good.
Her friends, this was a straight man who was belligerently passed out drunk. This should never be happening. You should not be assaulting people, using me to benefit. The entire time, my boyfriend drove her from her house to my house. It was like a 30-minute drive from Hollywood to Topanga, which is where we lived. And the entire time, she was touching all over him, telling him, Christian doesn't have to know if you sleep with me. Please let me touch it, let me see it, let me suck it. Like, just like all over him.
Let me suck it? Christian doesn't need to know. This is Christian, by the way, and that's Christian's boyfriend. What the fuck is going on with this woman, man? Like, what is actually wrong with her? I don't want to disbelieve it. Like, if a victim's telling their story, it's fucking like, you know, I think you're mental if your first instinct when a victim tells their story is to be like, no, not real, not true, can't be real, no, fuck you, shut up. I think there's a completely reasonable case for not automatically believing everything that the victim says, but I think it's equally as unreasonable to say, to automatically disbelieve everything that a victim comes out with, right? You know, at the very least, I feel like these stories should definitely be taken seriously. You know, this isn't something that we can just hear and sweep under the rug. Like, we should be listening and taking these accusations seriously.
Mind you, she knew he was my boyfriend, and literally the dude moved to LA for me. And you, also, when we got home, he told me about it. She pretended it never happened and continued to just use me and pretend that she was my friend. On the 3rd time, what really made me want to make this video, my then boyfriend, now husband, this is 2020. We went to a party with Lilah, where Lilah was touching all over him, flirting with him, trying to sleep with him. And when he told her that he would never sleep with her if I wasn't a part of it, she was like, oh, I would do it with him just so I could get to you. And then told me about it and bragged about it and did all of this in front of me. And called herself my friend. And Cameron Dallas was there, and she was constantly talking and bragging about how she was going to SA him, and how she was going to lie that she was trans and somehow get into his bed, and was like constantly talking about it in front of me and to me, so I figured...
She was bragging about how she was going to SA him. I'm guessing that if that is as true as he's making out to be, she wasn't actively, like, you know, saying the words, oh, guess what, like, I bet you're jealous, I'm gonna sexually assault this guy. I'm sure it was, like, undercoveted, sort of, maybe more softened words, such as, like, oh, I'm gonna get with this guy, and then Christian might have said something like, what if he doesn't want to? Be like, nah, I'm gonna get with him, and that might have been spun into she's bragging about going to sexually assault him, which I understand why you would interpret those words as, you know, that sort of extreme. I think it's not an unreasonable conclusion to come to, but again, look at me fucking speculating here. Maybe it was as simple as like, I'm gonna get with this guy, I don't care if he wants it, I'm fucking getting with him, you know what I mean? And there, we really don't know. I do wish he went into more specifics there, because when you say, like, she was bragging about how she was going to SA him, it's kind of difficult to derive what exactly you mean by that, if that makes sense. And in a story where there already is, like, fuck all actual hard evidence for the claims that you're making, I feel like getting as specific as possible is useful, you know, because keeping it vague is, and I'm not saying that they're lying, right? I want to make that very clear. I am not saying these people are lying, but if you were lying or misconstruing or hyperbolizing certain parts of your story, you would want to make those aspects as vague as possible, right? So I think getting really specific helps a lot in cases like these.
Ran around asking for free drinks and drugs. So like this is when she and I were hanging out quite a lot. We were both in a negative space at that point. So I reached out to her and confided in her and told her that I think I might be trans and asked her how she knew. Like I was like, basically, how did you know that you were trans? Like I am confused with my own gender identity and I'm not really sure if it's just the drugs or if I'm actually in that space, or like what's going on, if I'm like literally just depressed and trying to run from my own life, or like if this is a real thing. And I wanted to talk that out to someone who I thought I could trust that experienced it. She left me on red 4 days, literally never answered, which I felt so hurt by. I heard from other people in LA that I had asked her that question, which I had only confided in her at that point. I have since confided in 1 or 2 other people that did help me through that process. But when that happened, she left me on red. I heard about it from other people. She was going around telling people something that I was just so insecure about myself that I was figuring out still myself. And then, not to mention, texted me after the fact, trying to get into a party, trying to use me to get into a party and to get free drinks so that she could be around people who are more famous than me. So when that happened, I completely cut her out. I have not really spoken to her at all since. I've seen her out and about here and there in random places, but I haven't really spoken to her because that was something that I could never recover from in our.
Okay, so when she left you on red, that was too far, but when she literally sexually assaulted people in her car, you were still friends with her and wanting to confide in her. Like, again, we don't know all the ins and outs of the story. Maybe it, wasn't like that, or maybe I am being a fucking dick there. Me, personally, I feel like the sexual assault, yeah, maybe that would have pushed me away from said person, and I wouldn't want to confide in them, no matter how bad what I was going through was. Maybe if I had a friend who was bragging about how they were going to sexually assault someone, I wouldn't remain friends with them long enough to confide in them with something that deeply personal to me. But again, it is quite vague. We don't know all the specifics of the case here or the situation here. I don't mean to victim blame at all. So I do want to make it clear that, like, as much as there are certain aspects of these stories that I do find strange, I am not disbelieving any of them or directly calling anyone out either. I challenge you to disagree with me that certain aspects of the story are, like, that is strange. That you wouldn't cut her off after she sexually assaulted someone and was bragging to you about how she was going to sexually assault someone else, but leaving you on red was the straw that broke the camel's back. Now, I understand it wasn't just leaving you on red to like, oh, do you want a milkshake or something? It was leaving you on red to something that was deeply personal, someone that if they were a genuine friend to you, they wouldn't have left you on red on. Like, at the very least, if they didn't want to answer the question, they would say something along the lines of like, look, I'm really not comfortable asking this sort of question. Like, we're good, but like, I'd rather not talk about it for X and Y reasons, right? I feel like that is completely reasonable because you're being open with the other person, but leaving them on red, it's like you're not even a friend at that point. So yeah, I don't know. The whole thing just stinks. Lilah Gibney is a huge arsehole. But that doesn't mean we're not allowed to question aspect. Like, there's so much shit against Lilah Gibney. It's not damaging to question some of the allegations that are being, thrown against her. And I'm not defending her at all. Like, I do believe a lot of this did happen. But, it's like, she's not your friend. She's not really anyone's friend, it seems. Like, this whole... Again, she's like if LA was a person, just fake friends with everyone, until she's actually required to do what friends do to help each other. When that comes up, she's no longer your friend, because then it's like, oh, now I actually need to do like the part of being a friend that takes effort and not just the good bits where I, mooch off them and get money and have fun and drink and shit and have someone to take care of me. When I need to do that hard shit, I don't want to be your friend anymore. I don't want to play with you anymore, Toy Story 2 style. Being a good friend is fucking difficult. Really, really difficult. Like, you have to be a very developed and, like, self-introspective person in order to actually be a good friend. And it looks to me as though Lilah Gibney just isn't good at that, which, isn't really a shock.
She scammed men, she scammed people she blackmailed, celebrities that she tricked into sleeping with her, just sugar daddies all the freaking time. All she did was talk about who she scammed and how proud she was of it. If you have been scammed by her, she's bragged about it. 100%.
Yeah, again, man, but like, you're bragging about, like, tricking people to sleep with you, thinking being trans or whatever, but then you only stopped being friends with her when she left you on red, and you were willing to confide in her with that sort of information when you know how untrustworthy she was. Again, I'm not saying that there are lies going on here, but I am saying, like, oh, buddy, you really should have known better. If anyone watching this video has, like, that amount of red flags with a person, do not confide in them with any sort of personal information. You gotta realize, like, the way that other people talk about, like, if you're talking to someone, pay attention to the way that they speak about other people behind their back, because that is exactly how they probably speak about you behind your back as well. That's one of the best sort of pieces of advice that has dictated a lot of the decisions that I've made in my life regarding my relationships with people, so I would bear that in mind.
And one of her dramas, most likely, it was inflated, it wasn't true, it was to get a lot of people to watch it. There are so many instances, such as when she was with her friend Kendall at the house, that were inflated, so inflated, and then she would talk about how much money she was making from the lies that she was spewing and the life she was ruining, and that is where I will close this.
Taking a woman's head and smashing it into a man's crotch, demanding that they should blow them and you are like giving that order to them. They don't, but their head is smashed into another man's crotch. That's not tea. That's a violent way of sexual assault. Apparently, also you're not able to keep your hands to yourself, and so you are constantly trying to sleep with others and making people feel uncomfortable and trying to force men to sleep with you, and even people who you are friends with trying to get their boyfriends to sleep with you. And then getting a fan so drunk and K-holed that you leave them out on the street to die, essentially. And then calling somebody, demanding that they give you an Uber Black, and anything less than Uber Black. And then if they dare give you something that's not an Uber Black, you call all of the friends of this person who is very body conscious and tell them that they are a fat, disgusting pig. This isn't normal behavior. This isn't stuff that needs to be normalized. This is absolutely bottom of the barrel disgusting. It's like, screw the word cancellation. You just need to be in jail. You just genuinely need to be in jail. You are a danger. That is so disgusting. That is so terrifying. You need to be in jail. Lilah Gibney.
I really don't know what to say to that video, because that person there, again, I'm not sure if he's in those spaces, if he knows these people very personally. And again, there is no evidence for any of those extremely serious and damaging claims. And it took Cole Carrigan coming out with an experience that, let's be very clear here, is extremely lackluster compared to the last two people that we have just heard from. It took him coming out with his, in comparison, minor grievances with her for all of those skeletons to come out of the closet. And this is absolutely a good thing if all of those fucking horrible things are true, but it does make you wonder, like, if all those things are true, the fact that we didn't know about any of it until one person was brave enough to share their experience is extremely fucking... The fact that people can do that sort of thing to others and no one knows about it because no one's spoken out is terrifying. But again, I want to be responsible here and say, as much as some of those things might be true, there is no evidence for it. Like, I feel as though the more severe the accusation is, the more it needs to be emphasized just how little actual evidence of those actions exist. Anyway, here's a deleted video that Michaela Testa posted where she defends Lilah Gibney. So we'll give this a watch, I
love Lilah. She is one of my only friends in LA, one of the only people that was truly there for me in 2022. I got to see a different side of Lilah that I think a lot of people haven't got to meet. We did a lot of travel. We went to the Bahamas, we went to Miami, we went to the Maldives, we went to Australia, and I'm pretty sure Bali as well. We spent a lot of time together. And just like me, she is someone that struggles very openly as well with an eating disorder. She's also transgender, so she also has a lot of trauma with growing up in a body that she doesn't love. And I think that can do a lot of damage to a person. I think that Lilah is a traumatized person, just like a lot of us out here, just seeking comfort and just trying to get by in life one day at a time. This is not me excusing any of her actions or discrediting anyone's story that has come out about her with their personal experiences on her. This is just me giving my 2 cents. The Australians kind of look to me.
No, but the thing is, if you do believe that she is a good person and that you love her, then you sort of have to be discrediting the stories that she fucking sexually assaulted people and brags about sexually assaulting people as well, because if you believe those things and do not want to discredit them, you cannot say in the same breath that you love that person. Like, yeah, I do love this person, but that doesn't mean that they don't sexually assault people and brag about wanting to sexually assault people and get people's boyfriends to try and sleep with her. Well, those things are all true. But I do love Lilah still. You know what I mean? It's like, no, in order for you to still love Lilah, you kind of have to believe that those things aren't true, in my opinion. Because what kind of self-respecting person would still love someone as a friend if those things were true? I don't know about you, but I feel like no matter how close friends I am with someone, if they were doing things as shitty as those people were explaining, like in those stories, I don't think I would love them anymore. No matter how much we confided in each other or helped each other in the past, there's a limit to shit things that you can do, and she's crossed that limit about 50 fucking times now.
And a lot of my content has been throughout years. I have a lot of transgender friends and family, and they have suffered too with drugs use and, you know, just feeling not comfortable literally in their own body, so they turn to substances for help. And I think people forget that with Lilah, because she's obviously so stunning and beautiful, you literally couldn't even tell, but that's where she started on social media. She was talking about her transition. I just love her, and I just want her to get help. As a friend of hers, I just want her to get help, and I seriously hope that that happens. I hope that this does not send her in a spiral. Like, the way when you love someone, you truly want them to get help, you know that, you know, speaking online and making a public thing is not going to be helping the situation. It's just going to send her in a spiral. She's just going to feel a type of way about it, and it's just... Any friend I've ever introduced to Lilah, they absolutely love her. They absolutely love her, and just people aren't themselves when they're on drugs. They aren't themselves when they're using. And I was with Lilah in Australia, and you know, we were talking about this same stuff. She was in the hospital. She needed help. This was all stuff that she posted on her social media. I'm not.
It's not really an excuse though when it comes to like sexually assault. You cannot be like, oh, sorry for sexually assaulting you. I needed a Snickers. I'm not me when I'm hungry. It's like that really in court. Like, oh, Your Honor, my client hadn't had his daily Snickers yet, and as you know, you're not you when you're hungry. That would make a banger Snickers commercial, actually. But look, you get my idea. It's not an excuse when it's that severe. Like, small things like, I don't know, you accidentally spill a drink on someone. Yeah, being drunk maybe is an excuse, but like this, nah.
Has not already been out there. But she needs support. She needs people to help her. And I'm away in Australia. I can't even be there for her right now. We were just texting the other week because I told her that my visa was approved, and you know, I was making it my first thing to go and catch up with my friend Lilah. I've been obviously commenting on videos, you know, I'm so sorry this happened to you, I'm so sorry this happened to you, because I know what it's like to be done dirty by someone that's using my fucking mother every day, like growing up. And I don't blame my mother, but a part of me does. I have a lot of resentment, a lot of anger, but I know down to it, if it wasn't for using, this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, me personally, if I was a victim of someone who had sexually assaulted me and a friend of the person who had done such a thing to me was telling me, I'm so sorry that this happened to you, whilst publicly defending the person who had done it, saying that they still love them, that they're still friends, and that they deserve support and sympathy. It's like, no, if these people were sexually assaulted, and if they are genuine victims, it's like, let's focus on giving the victim support as opposed to the one who made them victims, if that makes sense. Obviously, I feel like they both deserve support to an extent. Like, you don't just fucking leave someone like that under the dirt. Like, someone who's using that much and is genuinely putting others in harm's way, they do need help, for sure. But, like, they're not the priority here, in my opinion.
I think anyone's personal experiences, if they feel that way about Lilah, they can feel that way about her. I've just been doing a lot of thinking over the last couple of days. I've seen so many videos with so many nasty comments, and I just think, this is not the way to help Lilah. This is not the way to get Lilah help. If there's anyone out there that has dealt with people or family that are transgender, now is the time to surround her and help her. And I know that there's some people that have been affected by her that would not want to do that. I understand that. I really do understand that. But I just want the Australian people to know that I'm not going to come on here and trash my friend Lilah. I love my friend Lilah, and she needs help, and if anyone else can understand, I would love if you could leave her some supportive comments, because she would be needing that now more than ever. That is the only way we are seriously going to get some help for this woman.
So your friend just got accused of sexually assaulting people, bragging about sexually assaulting people, and your response is, no, tell her that you love her and leave her really supporting, loving comments. I don't know how to feel about that, I'll be real with you. Now look, Michaela Testa did end up deleting that video, and there are a few reasons as to why that could be. One, she might have received a lot of backlash and thought, even though I'm still friends with her, I just can't handle this amount of people fucking hating on me, I'm going to delete this video and be friends with her in the background, right? Or two, maybe she genuinely just believed in Lilah, and, you know, maybe after getting told by so many people, being educated by victims of her, people who have been, like, you know, friends with her and backstabbed, she decided it would be best for everyone to delete the video because she has genuinely come around and sees Lilah as the villain that many others see her as well. I want to give her the benefit of the doubt and say that it's the second option. I think mainly because, like, I don't think someone would be so silly as to suggest that people leave loving comments to someone who they genuinely believe has been sexually assaulting people. Like, I would like to believe at the time that Michaela Testa recorded that video, she did not believe that those essay stories were real, because as much as they might be disbelieving a victim, I think it's best case scenario that she doesn't believe them, and that can be like the excuse for why she is suggesting people send love over to the abuser, if that makes sense. I think it is worse if she believes that those sexual assault stories are real and is actively trying to maintain her position of power as an influencer online, if that makes sense. But again, I don't know these people personally. I'm just sort of giving my 2 cents, you know, being a commentary channel, so you just can make of that what you will at the end of the day. I mean, it's just so important to remember that there's just so much fakeness in all these, like, in all of these circles.
I just discovered the most classic Lilah Gibney story, and it doesn't have that many views yet, so you guys need to go check it out. It is so fucked. So it's this girl, right? She used to know Lilah, and one night, she and her friend go out with Lilah Gibney. Her friend was wearing this Juicy Couture saddlebag that Lilah thought was super cute. So cute that she rips the bag out of the girl's hands. She ended up breaking the girl's finger, and now she lives with a deformed pinky. Lilah, stop breaking people's bones. You can't do that. Anyway, go look at this creator called Diamond. It is just a classic Lilah Gibney tale that will get you through the night.
What the fuck? Oh, classic Lilah Gibney. You sadly can't believe anything Diamond says, she just rage baits. Yeah, I feel as though that is fucking too insane to be real. Let's have a look.
Hey guys, so yeah, I'm a survivor of Lilah Gibney, and it's time for me to tell my side of the story. So we were at the Abbey in WeHo, and my friend Ashlyn was wearing a vintage 2009 Juicy Couture saddlebag. And Lilah thought it was super cute. Super cute to the point where she tried to rip it out of her fingers, and look what happened to my friend Ashlyn. Show them. She broke her fucking pinky.
I really don't mean to be a dick. If anyone believes this, I'm sorry, but like, yeah, there's no way Lilah Gibney ripped a fucking bag out of a stranger's hand so hard that it broke their fucking pinky. Not a chance. No way. Not true. And this is the thing, right? When situations like this happen, a lot of people do come out and like try to exploit the situation for views by straight up making shit up. And it's not acceptable it isn't acceptable in my opinion. Because all you do when you do that is people who are looking at the situation in good faith have no choice but to, I guess, condemn you and in a way defend the person who is being accused of such heinous shit. Because what you're saying is such obvious bollocks.
In 2022, Lilah Gibney literally scammed me out of $780. Okay? I'm gonna tell you how. So, she had posted an item on her Instagram story. Now, the item actually retailed for around $850. She told me I'd get it for $780. I thought, wonderful, great. I'm gonna get this item. I'm gonna pay her. I'm gonna get it. It's gonna be great. Now, this is a little bit after I heard a few allegations of scamming, so maybe I'm the idiot. I should have known better. Well, I ended up sending the money, and then along the span of, I think it was like 6 months, I was fed 3 different lies. 1, sorry, babe, I'm just not in town. I can't ship it out, so you're gonna have to wait. Sorry, babe, I sent it out, but I guess it got lost in the mail. Fine, you can have a refund. Not even 4 days after I was sent back my alleged refund, she filed the chargeback. So then I had fraud on my bank account for $780. I was poor. Part 2 soon.
What do you mean part 2? What more to that story is there? So for the sequel, now we have to fucking look for part 2, for fuck's sake, man. Again, I don't know if that story's real, there's no screenshots or anything. I feel like with a story like that, you'd have screenshots of the messages, you know what I mean? I don't want to just believe it, like I do, it might be true, but alright, let's look at part 2. Let's just look at fucking part 2, shall we? Okay, there's no part 2. There's no fucking... Wait, is there? Not a boy I never was, thanks for asking. Why has this got hashtag Lilah Gibney on it? Okay, it looks like this fucking person's just using the whole situation for clout and fame as well, and views. What fucking piece of shit. Yeah, I don't believe that one either. There's so many fucking assholes who just stop fucking lying about this shit. It makes it really annoying. It makes it really annoying for people who are trying to, like, figure out what actually happened. And also, it shits on the actual victims of this situation, like, actual victims that there might be in this situation who have gone through horrific shit, and you're sat there just fucking lying about things. It's like, just go fuck yourself, genuinely. It's such an arsehole move. Okay, before we look at Lilah's response to all of these allegations, which is a doozy for sure, let's have a look at some previous examples of her behavior before she was cancelled. This is still when she was liked, that line up with what we know about her now, because these do really help, in my opinion.
She goes, OMFG, OMFG. I submitted everything to Warren Lentz a few months ago. I finally got verified. And I think a few people sent in the chat, they're like, whoa, congrats. Because, she was verified before and, got deleted.
Oh, I thought she was verified.
What?
So she isn't.
She was never verified.
Her new account was
her 7th new account.
Oh, 75th.
I think a few people were like, wow, congrats. That's really cool. She just, really see. And the thing about Lilah is that I feel like once she says the lie, it's the truth.
No, she believes it every time.
It's the truth. I didn't see her take her purse and pull out a debit card and go click on Meta verified purchase.
You're kidding.
I watched her type in the numbers. No. I had to put a flashlight on my phone to help her take a picture of her ID, front and back.
To get Meta verified.
And then 5 minutes later.
So we can all congratulate her on being verified.
And she I just, like I said, it is the truth. It only took 5 minutes. It was like a hop, skip, and a jump, and there was a blue check.
I sucked in for that shit.
And hilarious. She just looked at it, she got a little emotional. She was like, I was like, babe, that's fully, that MasterCard did that.
That was $7.99.
Yeah. You paid for that by eating Tara's World's pussy.
That's mental illness, that. And again, it really does, in my opinion, it might seem like, and it is funny, but it does add credibility to the stories that we have heard about her, because it just really paints her out. It really exposes her as the fucking weirdo, freak, narcissist, LA fake human that we know her as now. You know what I mean? It completely lines up with that depiction of her.
What do you mean Olivia Rodrigo has her own surviving Lilah Gibney story? I had completely forgotten about this situation, but everyone has been posting clips of the Canceled podcast of times that they've talked about Lilah, just because everyone is talking about their surviving Lilah Gibney stories right now. And during a Halloween episode, they talked about this interaction that Lilah had with Olivia Rodrigo, and it is just funny to me, you guys. I can't believe that Olivia maybe has seen one of these videos floating around and been like, oh yeah, I had an interaction with her too.
I was so gagged that she was there. I wanted to tell her I just love her new album and she's such a slay. We were trying to be all nonchalant about it, and then all of a sudden, I see in the corner of my eye none other than our sweet girl, Lilah Gibney, just
assaulting Olivia Rodrigo.
She literally just went right up to her, started making a TikTok without even asking her. She used,
I hate to hear that so
It was
much.
an Olivia sound. Lilah didn't even know the words.
Honestly, it's funny though, because
It
if
was
you
cute,
watch
though.
the
Olivia was
TikTok,
sweet to her.
Olivia was super sweet to her.
She's
She's kind of running away,
Yeah.
as anyone with a sane mind would be. It's so funny to just like watch the TikTok back now. Like Olivia looks like she's being held at gunpoint.
Honestly though, good for Lilah.
Fucking hell. Again, that's just sort of... Again, it lines up perfectly with her acting as though she is best friends with all these fucking people that realistically either want nothing to do with her or don't know... More realistically, know nothing about her at all. Like, don't even know that she fucking exists. And she sat there making a TikTok as though she's best friends with Olivia Rodrigo so that maybe she can convince people that she knows she has connections, you know what I mean? I can get into nightclubs. I know celebrities. I'm one of them. I'm fucking verified on Twitter. Again, it seems small, but like these podcast clips, in my opinion, reveal a lot because there's no reason to lie about these.
Funny, it doesn't matter what Do you know what she did the other night? I'm scared. I just have a couple stories about her blatant disrespect.
Be careful. Reddit's having a field day with Lilah right now.
I would die for her. I'm serious. If anyone, that's my friend, so I can say these things. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And she's a great friend in her regard, but when it comes down to the little things, my poor girl can't get it. So the other night she comes here, right? Well, first of all, she calls her weed plug, has him drop off a wax pen to her here, right? And then she gets in the pool and she drops it in the pool. And you know, Lilah, it's a whole episode. Like, I drop my brand new wax pen. How else is she gonna pay for it other than all the things Reddit says? she's so upset about her wax pen. And you look at her and you like put it in rice as you do. And Lilah finally leaves the house. You know how Ashley is, like she's so meticulous. Like she walks into the pantry and she notices.
Oh no.
Ashley, do you like do it to me, like whatever. Ashley has this bag of like $25 Whole Foods rice. And it's open and there's rice everywhere all over the pantry. And Ashley opens the bag and pulls out Lilah's chlorine covered wax pen.
Oh, man.
I just want everyone to understand this.
Didn't even think to put like a separate bag of rice.
No.
And you know what's funny too? Is there are 10 boxes of minute rice next to it, like she had to choose.
Fucking hell, yeah. Again, these really don't like... It's so funny at the time, and they're laughing about it at the time, because people think that in her heart, she's a good person, you know what I mean? But now that we know what we know about her, these don't come off as funny anymore. Like, because she's not a good, like, she genuinely means, she's not just a decent person with a good heart, but a bad attitude every now and then. She gets rage baited easily, she gets quick to anger or whatever. It's like, no, she's just a fucking arsehole with not many redeeming qualities at all, really. Anyway, let's have a look at her Instagram story responding to it all, because yes, the only response we've got from her thus far is an Instagram story. So I guess this is a message from Cole Carrigan that she is reposting to prove that he is a shitty person. You are hands down the trashiest human being on the planet. If you overdose, not a single human would care, not even your own family, because you're an embarrassment and a burden to them, and all of your friends use you for money, the same thing that you do to them. No one would genuinely care. Yikes. Fucking hell, and that with a yikes as well. What a knob. Yeah, Cole Carrigan's probably a piece of shit as well. I mean, you don't send messages like that unless you're a complete piece of shit. I guess he was high on, like, he was deep into a fentanyl addiction, but we're not excusing Lilah Gibney for acting like an arsehole when she was addicted, so we cannot excuse Cole Carrigan either for sending horrific messages like this whilst he was addicted as well. You know, they're both arseholes. This is completely out of control, and I'm so fucking done with all this. Nobody knows one goddamn fact. Goodbye. I'm logging off for God knows how long. You guys got what you wanted. I can't even complain about that. It's like, are we meant to, like, beg for you to come back now? It's like, if you're good, bye. You made the right choice. Fuck off. It's better for everyone for you to just fuck off. I mean, yeah, what a surprise. I guess everyone is probably a shitty person in this situation. Just like so many of these dramas, but Lilah, you're probably the worst one, and you're gonna have to live with that fact, or at the very least, live with the fact that people think you are the worst one now, because you don't want to defend, like, you're taking your ball and you're going home. You guys think I'm an arsehole? Alright, fuck you, I'm leaving. Yep, bye, no, you want me to, no, I'm off, bye, never, I'm never coming back, I'm done now. I bet she's back in like a week as well, by the way. Oh god, this is a long one. Anyone who's listening to these horrible, nasty liars of disgusting liars, or demonic human... What is this English, man? Or demonic humans who have said nothing but dragged out lies. The three most narcissistic, trashy, compulsive, lying people on the internet. Not to use anyone's name, but you'll keep saying, God, I can't wait for Tanner to speak on how demonic Lilah is. Do you guys not remember him living with Tanner and her having to kick him to the curb, and he has to move back to Texas because he was / is such a horrible, incompassionate human being? Do you guys not remember when Jake Paul had to kick Cole out in the middle of the night when he lived at the Team 10 house? Cole came into my apartment and told me, oh my god, I miss when I had these Pendy glasses, can I send you $300 or just pay for every single Uber Black this weekend? He didn't, by the way. Even all my friends who we went out with were like, why was Cole saying that me or Lilah should pay for the Uber when he's just sitting on his phone, editing phone, complaining? Sorry, I know I'm reading this like an idiot here, but it's 5 a.m. I'm trying to get get through this. The English is fucking terrible, and we're coming to the somewhat obvious conclusion that everyone involved in this situation is an absolute piece of shit. And for as much as you might say there's no evidence of any of this being told, there was also no evidence from Cole Carrigan's side, so the most likely scenario is that they're both mugs. It's just one made a video and one's doing it in text format. And also, in Cole's defense, he does have a lot more people backing him up. I feel like there's a very consistent negative through line with all the experiences that people are having with Lilah that makes her story so much harder to believe. But undoubtedly, they've both done horrible things. I mean, even if you look at the comments here, the top one is, I mean, they're all bad people at the end of the day, so of course Lilah has examples of Cole being a bad person. A bunch of fucked up people destroying themselves and each other fun. So it seems as though I'm not even like, it's not an uncommon opinion from me to be like, yeah, they all suck, it's just Lilah sucks the most. He asked to wear my $1,400 Dior high-top Converse to the Tate McRae concert, and then when he left my house in the middle of the night, he stole them. Didn't text me thank you for staying at my place and blocked me. I have screenshots from over 100 plus people. Reliable, beautiful, reliable souls. Reliable, beautiful, and reliable, that have said when they've been around Cole it was the most demonic, dark energy they've ever been around. And fun fact, when I got my breast augmentation in 2020, he fully surprised me days later when he found out In had painkillers from my surgery, and 10 plus went missing, but I didn't care because I loved him and I wasn't even taking them. That's not a fun fact at all. Again, I mean, if you have evidence, it would kind of really fucking help if you showed it. These people who have gotten kicked out of the content houses, their own family homes, lied about hooking up with major celebrities and so much more, and every fan or bored human sitting behind their computers with no job, no morals, in the middle of the country/world, bored as fuck with their own miserable lives, don't know a fact that they are saying. The three people who don't have one since genuine human in their life at all. I can't deal with this anymore. I can prove every goddamn thing. Genuinely goodbye. Y'all will not be hearing one goddamn thing from me for a long time. Logging off. Like fuck. Open your eyes and stop believing every fucking thing you bored people are hearing and jumping on the hate train for a goddamn fire. What a fiery, passionate speech. I'm logging off now. Bye. And then meanwhile, you can see she's posted bare stories after this. And she's crashing out massively here. I hate you all. I'm logging off. No, but before I leave, just fuck you. Right, but no, but like actually fuck you. Yeah, no, but I am leaving, but fuck you. I'm serious. I am leaving, by the way. I am genuinely leaving, right? So just like, I'm going now. Just, I'm going now, yeah? Right. No, I mean it. I am, like, seriously, I'm off now, yeah? I'm not joking with you. Fuck you, by the way. Like, you need to calm the like, serious, you know what? You're not even worth talking to. I'm out this bitch. Right, bye. Wouldn't it be funny if that's how I ended the video? That would genuinely be fucking hilarious, actually, if I ended the video like that. But I feel like, you know what? No, I don't want to do that because you guys are cool. You know, you watch this far, you're supporters of the channel. Hopefully you're subscribed. I mean, you made it this far. If you're not subscribed by now, it's like, what are you even doing here, you fucking stalker? But either way, hopefully I've covered this as tactfully as I possibly can. There was a lot of bullshit. There was a lot of things that deserve genuine sympathy and seriousness in terms of talking about the topics at hand. Definitely let me know in the comments what you thought about this one. But other than that, hopefully you enjoyed as usual, and I will, yeah, I guess I'll catch you in the next one.